everybody, and welcome to another episode of Brian's Basement. I'm Brian, and this is my basement. And today, it is episode 41. Oh boy. It's episode 41. And what do we got? What are we doing tonight? Well, we're going to do a night at the folk opera. And what that means is we're going to play, it's almost like a mini concept album. And it has 5 songs, and they're all kind of related. And then in between, there's little interludes. So it's going to be a great time. And so I've been working on this now for a little bit. And so they're all just kind of prototypes, just, get it out there, just like you would at an open mic, I guess. So I'm going to play this thing straight through. And in the meantime, y'all get down there in the chat. Oh, Tom the Bomb says, hello, Brian, hello, basement. Right, exactly. Do what he's doing. Get down there in the chat. Say hi to me in the basement and all the other nice people out there in Chatland. And I'm going to play through this thing. And then after we're done with that, I'll catch up with you all after that. And then we'll do a Brian's Boombox. And maybe I'll play a couple more songs. So if there's anything you want to hear specifically, throw that in chat too. And yeah, other than that, I hope you enjoy. This is a night at the folk opera. And this is called Life of the Party. There's a party going down this weekend, and the last house on the right, with the peeling paint in the knee-high grass. It's gonna be a wild night. Bring your own beer. If you long for an escape, or to see a different scene, or a chance to make a change, or the person of your dreams, it all just might happen on this night. Come over at 8. Everything under the moon. Just let yourself in. There's a mattress behind the curtain. You need to crash later on. The deposit we all split is the only limit of the damage to be done. down. This house is a large expanse with ornate woodwork and high ceilings. It's gone untouched and unseen for generations, as ghosts pass through and back out again. But tonight people stream through the door, syncopated blobs of friends, and they comment on the features of the house, and they acclimate to their surroundings. There's a tangible preparedness of the place. Chairs arranged and a stereo set up. Excited chatter from down the hall. And a casual acceptance of the unknown. But the population is growing steadily. And the landscape is changing with it. And the crowd molding watches silently. As it always has and always will. Bursting down the door like a feverish conqueror, there's fresh territory there to explore. Everything that the host thought that they owned was subject to the claim flag's pose. Oh, manifest destiny of a living room. Every safe harbor consumed. Like rushing the hills for gold, prospect to keep your beer cold. Find a spot to hunker down and take hold, or else you'll be sitting on the stairs or standing outside in the cold air. Lord knows you won't find a chair. Oh, manifest destiny in the kitchen and the hall. The conquering are those that make the laws. The old tribe structure fades, new alliances are made, and old enemies, they take aim. See the man there talk a mile a minute about how many cans he's gonna finish. Host asked him if he brought beer, of course he didn't. Oh, manifest destiny in the words that we say. No one is immune, there's no escape. There's a man in ironic suspenders trying to get started this bender. Start singing in the karaoke machine like her splendor. She's fidgeting the cig in her fingers. She's staring at the karaoke singer. She puts it away as the craving no longer lingers. Oh, manifest destiny. The quiet little flaw is that the missing pieces are often not our fault. She keeps a calm exterior. She doesn't like the taste of beer. Puts the phone down and remembers that she wants to be here. He's scanning through fogged up lenses, looking for the semblance of friends, anything to validate the world in which he pretends. Oh, manifest destiny for that which you strive. It's not always just along the divide. Manifest destiny, push further through until there's nowhere left to turn back to. There's stone columns in the basement that were not built for this load. They grind on themselves microscopically, but they will hold begrudgingly. It's quiet down there, almost underwater, as the music filters through the floorboards. Unaware of the recklessness above, impartial to the indiscretions. But the main floor is the center of a rainforest, diverse with flora and fauna. And the people are deep, deep in the jungle, and there's only one trail out. There's an unknown liquid dripping through the floorboards, spilled by an unknown delinquent. This is how the stains happen. They are more or less permanent. Scans the room through horn-rimmed glasses. He only sees what he wants to see. Disguised as clever eyes, looking for proof of what he believes. But the music's too loud for his unquiet mind. Fumble for a drink to help unwind. He's occupied by the giant things, but there's no one there to confirm or deny. As busy as he grasps for meaning, everyone else is busy living their lives. He just can't bring himself to take a break. He'd rather be disappointed than betrayed. And the walls are shaking, the floorboards quaking. This house can't take much more. And the speakers blowing, the booze is flowing. How much can we endure? And she bumps the man in the glasses, trying to push her way through the crowd. And she tries to start a conversation, but everyone is screaming just too loud. And she can't quell a smile on her face when she finally meets her desire in a quiet place. She was funny and interesting, that is to say there was no fault of her own. When he was distracted and preoccupied, didn't return the affection he was shown. And she returns to the party anyway. At least she's got her cigarettes for later that night. And the walls are shaking, the floorboards quaking. This house can't take much more. And the speakers blowing, the booze is flowing. How much can we endure? And he steps in from the porch, met a nice girl in the quiet of the night. He tightens his black suspenders, keeps a smile despite not feeling right. And he's so damn tired of the same old scene. He's so damn tired of everyone and everything. But it's nothing that a beer cannot fix, the fastest cure to whatever should ail ya. He's gotta keep the liquid fuel a-comin', outrace the prospect of a failure. He's had one or too many drinks, now people are laughing with him, so he thinks. And the walls are shaking, the floorboards quaking. This house can't take much more. And the speakers blowing, the booze is flowing. How much can we endure? She dodges a flailing arm, checks her phone for a message from a friend that was elsewhere in the world tonight. She was alone on the crowded event. This is good for you, she tells herself. This will get you out of your shell. But she doesn't like the dirty floor, the terrible music, and the drunken lunatics. When she set out for an experience, she didn't expect an experience like this. Or she'll muster through a couple shots, determined that she's something that she's not. And the walls are shaking, the floorboards quaking. This house can't take much more. And the speakers blowing, the booze is flowing. How much can we endure? He takes a shot with the girl, claims some number that no one believes is true. He counts his beers well out loud, leaving half empties all around the room. And he claims he's a heavyweight, and unfortunately some dupes believe his claim. Oh, he's risked not a thing at all, but reaped every bit of the reward. Drinking shitty beer he didn't bring, acting like he's falling on his sword. But most of the party hopes and prayers he'll guess what's coming to him someday. And the walls are shaking, the floorboards quaking. This house can't take much more. And the speakers blowing, the booze is flowing. How much can we endure? All stars eventually fade, and the grass continues to grow. This is the way of everything, cyclical and sine curves, never ending. The house smells of sweat and stale beer. Only echoes of the chaos remains, in quiet whispers, muffled from the outside, but the music still plays. Used to be a family that lived here. Someone wrote the blueprints long ago. They fade off into the past, just like everything else. There's nothing left here but consequence. And there was barely anything here in the first place. The lights remain on in all the rooms, but few are still awake. Bodies strewn about like a battlefield in a long fought war that nobody's won. From the perspective of the poor souls on the floor, it seems that nobody ever does, except the few in the corner of a quiet room, trading whispers in the low lamplight. And they relish in their schemes and their strategies of how they survive the night. There's a shady group walking through the door. They weren't invited, let alone invited in. And they step over the bodies with a careless ease. It's not like they were their friends. And they head to the fridge for what's left of the beer. Like raiding an armament supply, they start trashing the place and changing the music. And the chairs are once again occupied. No one can escape the deterioration, especially when disguised as celebration. There's a pair on the porch swapping cigarettes, though they only smoke once or twice a year. But it's easier to speak of what's killing you when something's killing you out in the clear. Yeah, she finally got the smoke she wanted all night. The spender's lost their snap, he's trying to stay awake. She still can't find what she's looking for, so she'll carry on alone while he searches for someone to carry on in his place. Oh, no one can escape the deterioration, especially when disguised as celebration. There were the few fortunate souls that got off the front lines. She's in her bed checking her phone for evidence that she was really there, although the headache is enough. And she wonders if it hurts so bad, why does she want this? As he wanders the streets, muttering to himself, the ramblings of a drunk, or has he lost it this time? His glasses are fogging up and the cold chill sets in. Oh, this is how the dreamers die, 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 die. Oh, no one can escape the deterioration, especially when disguised as celebration. Yeah, no one can escape the deterioration, especially when disguised as celebration. The new day has come, but it's far from a revelation. It is a gesture to the great balance of things. It is quiet. A little given, but nothing gained. No lessons learned, no ones forgot. So we follow the same arc everywhere. Nothing won and fragments lost. all the floors are sticky, and the table's filled with cans and ashtrays, and out-of-place serenity as the sunlight pierces through the shades. Though the guest list always changes, different houses and different days, oh, the party always turns out the same. Never again, please no more, as they shuffle out the door. Every party's slightly worse than the one that came before, until we find our way home again, and we hibernate in our beds, dream about our limits, and hopefully not forget, and shake off the disappointments, put the cigarettes back in the drawer. Imagine an alternate reality where you don't need them anymore. Though the guest list always changes, different houses and different days, the party always turns out the same. Never again, please no more, as they shuffle out the door. Every party slightly worse than the one that came before, until we find our way home again, and we scrub out all the stains. Throw your suspenders in the trash can, someone else will take the reins. Or maybe they'll choose not to, and maybe that's okay, if they go to bed too early and they wake up far too late. Though the guest list always changes, different houses and different days, oh, the party always turns out the same. Never again, please no more, as they shuffle out the door. Every party slightly worse than the one that came before, until we find our way home again, and breathe a heavy sigh, toss and turn, fully knowing one day they won't believe your lies, and one day you'll stop believing them yourself, and this will be a very good day. You don't have to validate fantasies to have them anyway. Though the guest list always changes, different houses and different days, oh, the party always turns out the same. Never again, please no more, as they shuffle out the door. Every party slightly worse than the one that came before, until we find our way home again. Never again, we all insist, but there's a party next weekend, and you know we can't resist. Okay, all done. That was called Life of the Party. I really hoped you like it. I'm going to pour myself a beer, and then I'm going to see what's going on in Chatland. Chatville, we've got on tap tonight. Ooh, we've got Darkness Brewing in a bottle for Streetside Brewing. And we are drinking Common. And poor Kim, I set it by me, and I didn't I wasn't going to be able to. Do you want some? You don't have a cup.
I'll wait till later.
Okay, she'll wait till later. How rude. How rude of me. Okay. Ooh, boy, howdy. Wow. All right. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Oh, there's lots going on in the chat. Okay, Alex says hello. Hello, friend of the show, Alex. Hello, friend of the show, Scott. What's good, basement? Yeah, good. Everyone's saying hi to the basement tonight. You know, it's good. It doesn't get enough love, really. What is a party? Yeah, right? Oh, and then checking in. What's up, buddy? Good to see you again. All right, cool. Well, thanks, everybody. Neat music set. You know what? Thanks. Thank you, friend of the show, Tom. It was pretty neat, wasn't it? Great. Wow. So yeah, I'm gonna probably I'm gonna probably play some more songs later, and in just a minute. But we're gonna take a break. We're gonna do Brian's Boombox. Okay, this week. What?
Sorry.
Uh-oh.
I'm having issues. Okay, we're good now.
Okay, we're good now. A Turn in the Dream Songs by Jeffrey Lewis. Many people that know me know that I'm a huge Jeffrey Lewis fan. And this came up. I found out about him through a Pandora station a long time ago, probably a lo-fi Pandora station. He's kind of like a lo-fi guy, but I've always been a fan. But I hadn't heard this album until this week, and I just was blown away. I love this album, so I wanted to share it with you all. So who's Jeffrey Lewis? Like I said, he's kind of a lo-fi guy. He's a musician and a comic book artist from New York. And he's just like the epitome of like indie dude. You know, he's been on some indie labels and stuff like that, but he's just out there working and making music and making comics. And he pretty much runs the show himself. We've emailed before when he came to Cincinnati about like venues and stuff, so that was pretty cool. But yeah, he's super cool and he's super nice. And his music is super interesting because it's what's known as anti-folk is what they call it. And what that means is if you think about like Bob Dylan being the epitome of folk music in the 60s, you know, Bob Dylan, very serious music, very heavy stuff, but he also like, you know, he's not really a great singer and he's not really a great guitar player. He's not really a great harmonica player. It's all about, you know, what he's saying. And so in the 80s, of the aftermath, you know, after the whole kind of 60s kind of died down a little bit, and there was this kind of artistic renaissance during the 80s in New York, and so these artists were coming up with this. They were basically doing kind of like Bob Dylan type, you know, things, but like with just kind of very kind of like day-to-day life type lyrics, very like quirky. I wouldn't say funny. Some of them are, you know, funny, but not like, I'm not talking about like Dr. Demento or like Weird Al funny. Like they're just kind of like quirky and weird. And if you listen to this, the lyrical content is it's startling, and it's hard to really describe. But this album, like I said, he did a lot of stuff on like tape players and singing into it. This one is much more heavily produced. This one has very interesting musical arrangements. It's very clear. I will say, if you go and listen to this, you might initially be turned off by his vocal aesthetic, because it is kind of very almost monotone and nasally. But if you can stick through it, you'll find that it really does suit the music well, and it's worth a listen for the lyrics. So that's this. And I haven't done this before. Uh-oh, where's my computer? Oh, it's found it. I was listening to this album this week, and there was a particular song I'd never heard of his before, and I thought it was just so cool. and so I wanted to read it for you. I would have learned it, but I was busy learning other stuff. But I personally I get really wrapped up in this concept of time, and there's just never enough of it. And all the things you want to do, and all of the goals that you set, there's never enough time to do them. And this bothers me a lot, and it's a really constant source of contention in my brain. But I heard the song when I was listening to this album this week, and it just made me feel just really good. And we've on this show we verge very closely to what I call the power of music isms. we get very close to that line, and so we're gonna tread that line right now too, because this it really did make me feel good, and I've been thinking about it a lot. And it's just a very simple concept. It's a song called "Time Trades," and so I'll just read it. I'll read it for you. Okay. Let me get a brew. Time is going to take so much away, but there's a way that time can offer you a trade. Time is going to take so much away, but there's a way that time can offer you a trade. You got to do something that you can get nicer at. You got to do something that you can get wiser at. You better do something that you can get better at, because that's the only thing that time will leave you with. Because time is going to take so much away. But there's a way that time can offer you a trade. It might be a cabaret. It could be poetry. It might be trying to make a new happy family. It could be violin repair or chemistry. But if it's something that takes a lot of time, that's good, because time is going to take so much away. But there's a way that time can offer you a trade. Because your looks are going to leave you, and your city's going to change too, and your shoes are going to wear through. Yeah, time is going to take so much away, but there's a way that time can offer you a trade. You got to do something that you can get smarter at. You got to do something that you might be just a starter at. You better do something that you can get better at, because that's the only thing that time will leave you with. And maybe that's why they call a trade. Like when they say you should go and learn a trade. The thing you don't have to be learn a trade. Just get something back for all the time it takes away. It could be many things. It could be anything. It could be expertise in Middle Eastern traveling. Something to slowly share the balance life's unraveling. You have no choice but to pay time's price. But you can use the price to buy you something nice. Something you can only buy with lots of time. So when you're old, which you will blow some whippersnapper's mind. It might be researching a book that takes you 7 years. A book that helps to make the path we take to freedom clear. Or when you're done, you see it started with a good idea. One good idea can cost you 1,000 of your days. But it's just the time you'll be spending anyways. You have no choice. You have to pay time's price. So you can use that price to buy you something nice. So I've decided recently to try to trade more decently. I think that's a super, super cool song. So that was Time Trades by Jeffrey Lewis. Have a listen. Is it still up?
Oh.
I don't know. It doesn't have to be. I was just curious.
Okay.
So I wasn't pointing at nothing. Have a listen. It's really good. The other good songs on that are there's one called Cult Boyfriend, where he compares his love life to a cult movie that most people hate, but like some people really like. And there's one about, I don't know what the exact title is, but it's about Krongoose Lime. That one's really good too. They're all three in a row in the album, right smack dab in the middle. Great. Wow. Where are we at? It's Dr. Seuss-like. Yeah, Alex says it's Dr. Seuss-like. It is, but it's the other thing I thought of was Shel Silverstein, where that's kind of that whole vibe. I think a lot of his music kind of has that. A lot of the stuff on the album is like just quirky and funny. It's good. Cool. All right. Well, I'm gonna play some songs now. If you want to hear any songs or anything, or if you got questions or you got insights or ideas, drop them in the chat, okay? All right. Aha. Hope everybody's having a good week. I had a pretty interesting weekend. I went to go visit a friend in Lexington, Kentucky. Went down there and we rode some bikes and we got some outside beers. It was a very nice time. Also got some craft bourbon. I'm not really a bourbon guy, but I really like this stuff. So maybe things are changing. Okay, I want to play a song I wrote back in 2014, and I always have to add this disclaimer to it now. This is not a song about how much better them good old days were, and how now the world's terrible. The world has been pretty terrible. It's always a different shade of terrible. That's okay. You just got to move in the right direction. And, I think for the most part that's happening. So this is not a song about that. This is a song about expectations, false expectations given to you. And then just looking around and noticing that's not it. I was born in a nation of opportunity, but the rungs on the social ladder have rotten away. Governed of the rich and by the rich and for the rich. I was born in America, but I don't live there today. I was born in a nation of justice. And if you kill a man, then you should have to pay. And those Wall Street criminals are still run wild and free. I was born in America, but I don't live there today. Everybody knows what I'm saying. Everybody knows we need change. Everybody knows, and yet we're still stuck in our ways. I was born in America, but I don't live there today. I was born in a nation of compromise. Now we fight and we divide and we get our way. And we will crumble beneath the weight of our own vanity. I was born in America, but I don't live there today. I was born in America, but I don't live there today. Yeah, when the politicians come out and they say, "Oh, this is not who we are," it's like, yeah, it is, buddy. But they have to say this sort of things. I don't, but they do. Oh, we've lost lots of. Oh shit, we've got lots of requests. Okay, cool. Oh, okay. Rerun Dreams. Hope I can remember the words. Last night I dreamt that I was late for class. My teeth fell out and I fell off a cliff. The kinds of dreams you can look up in a book. I remember it wasn't always like this. I used to dream of cityscapes and caves, of love with people whom I've never met, and I'd wake up excited and inspired, and I'd write them down so I would not forget. But all I've left is rerun dreams, syndicated on late night cathode beams. Nothing new to see, oh, because there's nothing left. Rerun dreams on a beat up TV set. The good ones would inspire wonder and thought. Take some time to contemplate the meaning. But once you've seen the same old scene 100 times, there's yawns in the focus group screening. Yeah, all I've left is rerun dreams, syndicated for late night cathode beams. Nothing new to see, oh, because there's nothing left. Rerun dreams on a beat up TV set. And the daytime fare is not much better. All the stories have turned to arguments and ads, and there's no time left to wedge into the schedule. I changed the channel, but they're all just this bad. And all I've left is rerun dreams, syndicated for late night cathode beams. Nothing new to see, oh, because there's nothing left. Rerun dreams on a beat up TV set. Rerun dreams on a beat up TV set. Great, thank you. Thank you for the request. We have a new person here? Mm-hmm. We have a Cassandra here?
Yeah.
Hello, Cassandra. Welcome.
She wants to know if you know Baker Street by Jerry Rafferty.
Baker Street by Jerry Rafferty. I do not. But I have heard that name before, Jerry Rafferty. But I do not know that song. But I'll look it up. I can look it up for sure. I'm always looking for songs to cover and things. So thank you for the recommendation. I'm going to play Escapist. I saw that one on there. That's a good one. That's a relevant one. That's a good one. Thanks everybody for tuning in. You know, always after doing these, I always feel like, wow, that was a lot of work. And then, but then as soon as time goes on and the next Tuesday rolls around, I'm just ready to be down here and drink beers and sing into a void to producer Kim. All right, this is called The Escapist. I wanna be a loner, I wanna be alone, I wanna be a drifter, drifter wherever I go. I wanna walk a mile, wanna walk 2 or 3. I wanna walk 100 miles away from here. Cause I'm so damn sick and tired of this so-called fight. And I'm a born-again escapist and I'm taking flight. And it seems, oh Lord, there's no end in sight. I wanna be a thinker, sit and think all day, and think about the things that no one cares about, the things that no one says. I wanna live a life of solitude, all alone in a cave, and listen to the music of the forest floor every single day. Cause I'm so damn sick and tired of this needless strife. And I'm a born-again escapist and I'm taking flight. And it seems, oh Lord, there's no end in sight. I wanna be a loner, I wanna be alone, I wanna be a drifter, drifter wherever I go. I wanna walk a mile, wanna walk 2 or 3. I wanna walk 100 miles away from here. Oh, cause I'm so damn sick and tired of this needless plight. And I'm a born-again escapist and I'm taking flight. And it seems, oh Lord, there's no end in sight. Yes, it seems, oh Lord, there's no end in sight. All right, thank you. Thank you for the request. So one more in here. Oh, Queensgate Yard. This is a good one. I think this might be our just about at time here. So this might be the last one. Yeah, we'll finish on Queensgate Yard. This was requested by a friend of the show, Scott. So we're gonna dedicate this one to friend of the show, Scott, because this is my favorite song to play in the band with Scott. He lays down the bass, plays bass, and he lays it down. Lays down quite a boogie for us, and I missed that. So, all right. I don't remember how to play this song. Well, my mama, she used to tell me back when I was young, when a train rolled past you on an overpass, so you get a wish, my son. I never heard nobody, never wishing on no train. Now that I'm a grown man, I'm still wishing to this day. And I say, Lord, tell me, what the hell am I missing? I'm so damn tired of wishing. And there's a train yard 7 miles long on the shores of the old Mill Creek, storing cars all day long and getting them where they need to be. And when I'm driving down that way, there's a roundabout right I know. It's got plenty of bridges for plenty of wishes, but I'm always late to where I'm trying to go. So, Lord, tell me, what the hell am I missing? I'm so damn tired of wishing. Lord, sort me out now. Let me have salvation on the shores of the Mill Creek. Send me to a destination. Lord, sort me out now. Let me have salvation on the shores of the Mill Creek. Send me to a destination. Lord, tell me what the hell am I missing? I'm so damn tired of wishing. Lord, tell me what the hell am I missing? I'm so damn tired of wishing. Okay, that was called Queensgate Yard. Woohoo! Well, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. If you're tuning in every week, hey, thanks. And if you're new, it's good to see you. Hope to see you again. Until next time, we'll find some fun things to do next week. And until then, as always, you gotta. I always forget. You gotta stay safe out there. That's the first thing you gotta do. And then you gotta try to do something nice. It's hard. There's not a lot of people around, but you try to do something nice for someone else. And then you gotta do something nice for yourself too. And sometimes, those things can be the same. And that's really cool when that happens. So, until then, have a good week. We'll see you on next Tuesday.